we will have. This has been a match, too, that you've watched for the last couple weeks, too, Ken, where they've gone back and forth. And this is Tyson Emhoff taking on the fine Siler Zinzevich from Fenimore. Zinzevich won the conference. Emhoff won last week. And now this is, then I'm not going to tell who won the other one, but that's going to be a great match. Down at the other end, we have Trevor Paulson from Aquinas, the junior. He's taking on his third place match, Nathaniel Esser, from Pittsville. He's got him in a headlock right away, and that match could be over real quick. Still no score here in our championship match.
Well, we hope you're enjoying today's Western Wisconsin video production of Division III WIAA Sectional Wrestling. And, of course, the trip to the state tournament at the Kohl Center on the line here for so many of our terrific athletes. And we will have the championship matches coming up in our women's division right after this championship round. And then the Wrestleback series for the guys as they get their placement, number 2 or number 3. But, again, thanks to all you. Thanks to those sponsors. I do want to say thanks to Mineral Point High School, Chris Carr, the athletic director, Matt Austin, the principal, and all the great folks here helping us out today.
Just some real creative action between these two young individuals here. Zinzevich right now is a junior, and so is Emhoff. And you just can, right in that group area where you just can maybe see them locking horns maybe for one more year at least.
Oh, yeah.
Paulson on the other end, he has a commanding 5-1 lead there as there's a minute to go in that first period. He must have gave up a penalty point there, Paulson must have.
Looking at this championship match, it is Emhoff at 37-4. Zinzevich is 32-12. Paulson 25-12 in a third place match, and Esser of Pittsville 20-9. He is a senior.
Oh boy, Emhoff gave up a cradle takedown. So far, now he's going to give up some backboard. He's going to be, oh, there it was too. Zinzevich locked up that near side cradle, and he made it big noise there for the Fenimore crowd. That wasn't really expected because that match was tight the last 2 weeks. But he caught that near side cradle, and Emhoff couldn't get out of it. And he did a nice job of finishing it.
He looked over and he kind of raised his hands like, I didn't know what happened there.
Well, Emhoff did. Zinzevich was pretty close to maybe over-celebrating, but it wasn't anything that I would say was totally bad.
Over the top?
Over the top. It was right on the edge of it. But where does that put Emhoff now? He's going to have to look, well, if Paulson keeps winning down there, he's going to have a wrestle back here at 150 too.
Yeah, that's right, because Paulson lost to Zinzevich.
Yep. So right now we're looking at the potential for another wrestle back here at 150. Ken and I were in no hurry to get out of here today. We enjoy good wrestling.
Yeah, not at all.
Right now the score down there is 7-2 in favor of Trevor Paulson. He's wrestling Nathaniel Esser, a senior with a respectable 19-9 record going into this last round.
Yeah, 20-9 after the win on this one, according to the board here on Track Wrestling.
That's right. He would have, based on this program here, he would have got the win for that wrestleback to get into third.
Yeah.
So he is 20-9 now. And that means Paulson is 25-12 now. 9-2 though. It's a blood time down there.
Yeah, they got to get some things fixed up there now.
We're still sitting pretty decent, I would say, time-wise. It's right around getting close to 3:30. And we're getting into the last, 5 or 6 weight classes, 7 anyway.
Yeah, I think things are going pretty well here, knock on wood.
I always look at sectionals, especially with the quality of teams we got in them today. If you get out of here much before 7 or 8 o'clock, it was a great day. I still remember when we, back in the old days like you and I were involved with.
Yep.
You know, Grammy, they wouldn't start the finals till 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, it'd be 11:30 before you get home.
Yep. Yep. Good old trips back in those days up to Viroqua and some of those other schools.
Yeah.
I remember traveling as official sometimes, going clear down to Janesville. Interesting stuff.
Yeah. But a lot of great changes going on.
Yep, just the quality. I don't know. Paulson's got another back points in. He's kind of pretty well standard in control here, but we're still only in the second period. Got 2 near fall there, so now it's 11-2. He's trying to work in some type of tilt or cradle too.
Got that major decision going on.
Yep. Hope he would. Oh, nice switch there though by Esser. He's not ready to give up. Comes to his feet. 11-3 now. Give us a slight chance here to talk about some of the officials. In your third place match down there is Adam Guthrie. He's going to make his second trip to the state tournament. Down here on mat number 2, as we see there have their backs to us, the gentleman on your right is Mike Nicolotti. We talked about him earlier. He's the head official here today. He's going to be making another trip to the state tournament after recovering from some back surgery last year. Standing beside him is Brad Roush. He just notified Ken and I this is his second sectional, so we'll give him credit for that.
Yeah.
And he's going to be going to the state tournament in a couple weeks as an AR down there, helping out the championship officials.
Is that the team one, though?
Team one,
Team one, yep.
Yep. And then Donnie Delore over there, he's finally admitting he's from Iowa now, which I think he was all along. But Ashen, Iowa, he's going for, believe his third or fourth trip.
Okay.
So it's nice to see a good quality group here today, which almost all the sectionals you get in the top 50, 60 officials in the state, and it's kind of cool.
Down to 1:17 to go as they go out of bounds. Well, yeah, and you have to be ranked. You have to have an excellent ranking, at least a 5.0 on their coaches' rankings and stuff, is my understanding.
You need to be that or higher to even get a sectional, a lot of times. Because like you say, there's 32 sectionals. So actually there's more officials than that because a lot of them there's 3 or 4 officials at every one. And most of them I think now are 4 because most of the sectionals you have to get down at least 3 mats to host, which is good.
Potentially dangerous. 55 seconds remaining.
Yep. Skin and I talked about earlier, the keys to holding a quality tournament like this is first of all have a beautiful gym like this where you can get down 3 or 4 mats. Then you have adequate seating capacity, which there's plenty of empty seats out here yet. And they've got some extra seating in the end of the gym here right now that they're filling up. And then the other thing is just having a great place to feed the fans and get them through the food line. 30 seconds to go here. 11-4 is the score. At this point, we're going to pencil it in that Trevor Paulson is going to win this match, even though he just gave up another takedown with 15 seconds to go. But he will get a wrestle back, and he will be wrestling Tyson Emhoff from Iowa Grand Highland. Both those athletes will be going to the state tournament, but right now it's going to be Seilers and Zavich as your champion, and those two are going to have to decide who's going to be going in second and third. As Paulson came back and scored a reversal himself, so a 12-8 final down there. But there will be a wrestle back at 150. So now we get ready for 157. This should be an interesting match here, but you do have your defending state champion in Tristan Stelk coming out here for Fenimore, and he will take on that fine sophomore, a state qualifier last year for Iowa Grand Highland, Jackson Bussey, in your championship. And then the guy we talked about earlier, he was a state qualifier last year, Jesse Pinky. He's coming out here, and he's going to take on the lone person from Ithaca Weston still in the tournament, and that is Nolan Walver, the junior. So I'll watch the championship, Ken, but we're going to let you do the highlights and the play-by-play for the third place match with Nolan Waldner out there.
Yeah, it should be a good one there for that young man as Ithaca Weston trying to get someone to the state tournament here and keep their string alive of having people down there. They've had a nice run of luck, so to speak, but you have to make your own luck, obviously.
I just like the intensity of this sophomore from Iowa Grant. They were getting ready to start the match, and Brad Roush was right where I usually am, in between the wrestlers. And Jackson Bussey kind of just lifted his shoulder and pushed Brad out of the way so he could get closer to Tristan Stell.
He wanted to get going. We got a 3-2 score right away here as we get going on that third place match as well with Waldner, as he is going to get another takedown. He leads 5-2 here with Pinky out of Aquinas, Lacrosse Aquinas, and the Blue Goes. And, of course, Jesse, well, he's had a bad wing, so he's kind of worked his way back into this third-place match just to have a crack at things. So a lot of heart there by that young man.
Wouldn't want to count him out yet. But
no.
Boy, he is a gutsy young senior. Or no, he's a senior, but
well,
state tournament last year.
Yeah.
And now
he gave up.
Oh, wow.
He gave up a takedown, and then he hit a reversal, and now he's got Waldner in trouble.
Hasn't got the back points yet, but he hasn't given up that position yet either.
He is now. He's got some back points coming here. He's going to get at least 2 and tie this match up at 7 apiece.
He's still got a half Nelson in there, too.
Yeah. Waldner trying to get out from underneath here. Looking to try and stand up, but Pinky with that leg on the inside has it trapped.
He is coming out the back door now.
And there'll be maybe a 2 reversal, but as they roll through, yep, I think they're going to give him 1. Yep.
Oh.
One for the escape, and it's 8-7. Waldner with the lead.
Close to it. Could have gave him 2 there, but when they went across the boundary line, maybe he didn't quite have control yet.
Yeah, that was a close one. I was kind of leaning your way.
Yeah, it probably was with his. We're up here looking clear to the far end of the gym.
Right.
We wanted to give Waldner 2. He had a few more feet, he'd have had it. No score down here in my championship match.
And it's time runs out in period number 1. Both wrestlers back up on their feet. I didn't see who had choice. Trying to get in underneath is Waldner. And he drops down. He's got a single leg. And, trying to get a throw was Pinky. Waldner, I think they just awarded the takedown. Yep.
That, again, was real close. Could have went either way, but probably was enough of a flip back and forth. Saw the official wave his hand that way.
10-7 your score now.
Waldner had a nice shot there, and Pinky tried to lateral drop him out of that, and Waldner did a nice job of blocking that.
Well, Waldner says, I guess I'm going to be on my feet here. He feels a lot better there. And he'll release Pinky.
2-0 in our championship match as Stelt was able to get a reversal, and now he's going to go optional start.
Waldner really kind of being a little more of the aggressor, but as I say that, then dropping down was Pinky. He's got a single leg. Waldner trying to fight that off and see if he can't cut the corner. 40 seconds remaining in the second period of a 10-8 score here.
Oh, now he came back and worked on that head really strong. Now he steps over, he's going to get it.
Yep.
Good job.
Got the takedown, and now a 4-point advantage, 12-8. Waldner with the lead.
Bossy coming close to getting a takedown against Stelt, which would be big. 2-1 right now, but Stelt's got Bussy's ankle clear up by his head. It's a matter if he could roll through this. But this is, again, that spaghetti-style wrestling that we talked about.
Boy, a quick, hard sit-out by Pinky. He's going to get the escape with a couple seconds left. That'll be the end of period number 2. Well, he scored last in the period. It's 12-9, Waldner.
Just got to finish this third period, Ken.
Yep. Pinky's choice, he's going to go down. So it was Waldner who chose neutral back in that second period. Waldner has been more successful on his feet. he wanted to release Pinky, and Pinky, boy, I tell you what, that was kind of a wise move. He just started to hit that switch, and then he dove straight down on the ankle, trying to get the reversal. Instead, we're going to get a stalemate.
2-1 here in the championship match, down to the last 40 seconds of the period.
Waldner will circle around and give Pinky the escape. He's out in front 12-10. But again, Pinky, he'll go to that baseball tie, gets in on a nice duck under, and he is close to getting the takedown. Oh. But again, Waldner, boy, now there was something. He's able to reverse those hips. He had those hips on the mat, Kirk, and now somehow he's back out on top. But still, he's going to give up the takedown. Just too much pressure there. Pinky will get the 2, and he'll release Waldner. Well, let's go takedowns, folks.
Yeah, this is going to get exciting down there now.
13-12, a minute to go here in the match. Waldner out in front, 13-12. He had a 4-point lead at 12-8 just a moment ago. If he stays aggressive with his good shots, Waldner, I would say, has a couple more takedowns than what Pinky has. But Pinky, tell you what, he's a veteran as well. He knows where he's got to be.
Well, this is confidence down here. Stelt was only winning 2-1, and he chose to let Bussy go.
Oh, wow.
So now it's 2-2.
Here comes Pinky. He's got a single leg on Waldner. Waldner trying to put some cross-face pressure, got the head planted, trying to cut the corner here, and he's got the takedown. Waldner has a half Nelson. Can he get the turn? He's got some back points. Waldner is going to state for the Ithaca Weston squad.
Oh, that's awesome. Got to be happy for Chad. Jeff.
Troy,
thank you. There's too many Clarys running through my mind there. Troy Clary and his staff there. Marcus McCauley, Kyle, good bunch of coaches there.
Yeah, Kyle Kelly down there.
Yep. 4-3, Stelt now in this championship match. Got a couple takedowns. He's been more of the aggressor, but now Jackson Bussy gets in here deep on a single leg, but so far he hasn't been able to finish that very well.
Well, if Stelt can win, there would be a wrestle back.
Yeah, because, Bussy beat Pinky, didn't he?
Yes.
So, Waldner could get a wrestle back here at 157. Right now, that's how it's looking, but there's 1:03 left to go. Bussy just got to get one big move, but right now the conditioning aspect appears to be in Tristan Stelt's favor instead of Jackson Bussy's. Bussy made a nice shot there, but he just got overbalanced there. And now Stelt's got him in a lot of trouble. He's got the takedown and actually could get the fall here too, and there it is.
Wow.
Big turn of events there. You could just kind of tell that there in that third period, conditioning became a factor, and it was Tristan Stelt, the returning state champion, that finished it off with a fall. 41 seconds to go, so that would be a 5:19 pin.
So a wrestle back will occur here at 157 pounds. 5:19 the pin time.
Next up at 165 pounds.
Yep, so Jackson Bussy will have a wrestle back there against Nolan Waldner, but Nolan Waldner is going to the state tournament.
Well, let's go to 165 pounds. We're trying to get the everything reset here, but Kirk, I know you have the lineup.
Okay, this will be another kind of rematch of the, SWAL Clash meetings here going on. I don't think they met in the finals, but I know Cade Rule was the champion in the tournament there, and he takes on the fine senior from Iowa Grand Highland, Emerson Moan. Cade Rule Jr. right now 39-5, and Moan comes in here 34-8. Then on the far end down there, Riders and Zavich has just been having a heck of a tournament here towards the end between team tournament and now super regionals and regionals. But now he's run into a tough Seth Greeno. Greeno, just like Waldner in the last match, is trying to keep DeSoto's hopes alive for a state qualifier. He holds a 2-0 lead out there to begin the match, as Rule got the first takedown here against Moan in our championship. So 2-0 in both matches.
Yeah, big one here is, I think, if I remember right, I think it was Sensevich who picked up the win last week.
Against Greeno?
Against Greeno.
Okay.
Because Greeno came in the 3 spot. So he's going to try and move up 1 spot here and get to that state tournament. We'll take a look here again. As Kirk said, 2-0 to score here as we're down to a minute to go.
Wasn't DeSoto up north, though?
No, they were down here, I'm pretty sure.
No, they had to be up north. You got Iowa Grant, Mineral Point, and Fenimore in there.
Oh, maybe they were.
Greeno must have been up north and lost to, well, he might even have got finished behind the kid from Whitehall. Or maybe he's not. Well, it doesn't make any difference anyway, because Seth Greeno's going to state tournament.
Well, the top four.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. There was 4.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. Well, Greeno did pick it up.
But he gets to go to the state tournament anyway, so
yeah.
No matter where he finished last week, he's finishing third today.
He's at least third here.
He's hit third today with a nice pin there in the 37 seconds to go in the first period. So 1:23 was the pin time. In our championship match, they're into the second period now, just starting out here, and it's right now it's Emerson Moan with a 3-2 lead. So there was some scoring while you and I were debating whether Greeno, we apologize for that, but you got to see the action. So
yeah.
Nice job by Emerson Moan coming back here, and he's got himself back in this match with a 3-2 lead, right in on top. And just as I say he's riding on top, he gets warned for stalling on top.
Well, if he's on the ankle for 5 seconds, you know that's going to get called.
Yeah. Cade Rule, fine junior, right now with a 39-5 record. Moan is definitely a quality senior, been that way all along for the Iowa Grant team at 34-8 going into this match. Right now, if we're looking at our wrestleback situation, Greeno lost to Rule in the semifinals. Right now, Rule gets the next takedown. He takes it back after getting escape and the takedown. He now has a 5-3 lead over Moan. Talked about earlier, these two have been going at each other for a while now.
Yeah, you think about all the years that these guys have probably been, seeing each other.
Yep. I think Emerson's been up in this area for a while. Cade Rule was a state qualifier last year. I believe he was at a fairly lower rate class last year. Might be wrong. Emerson was a state qualifier last year at 160. Him and Stout were both at 160 last year. Of course, he's back at 165, so he went up, and Stout kind of went down because they changed the weight classes. Cade Rule, there he is at 132 last year.
Oh, my goodness.
He was third place finisher last year at 132 at the state tournament.
He's put on a little muscle.
Yeah, he has. Yep. Well, last year he was down in that area where he had Rowan Carey below him and Lucas Sullivan above him.
Yeah.
So that was kind of their 1-3 punch there. Then they had Taryn Riley at 45, the state champion for him too.
Right.
Last year, Mineral Point was extremely strong right there through the middle. Another escape by Moan, though, brings this now, as we're 10 seconds into the third period, a nice 5-5 match. So it's kind of anybody's game yet, but Rule comes in deep with a nice single leg, switches to the double. Now he gets in, they both get in that who can get their head out position. Rule's, now it's got to be careful he doesn't get a head scissors in there.
Right.
With some pressure. Oh, there he got it, though. And now Emerson Moan hung on to it too long. He is going to maybe scramble out. Yeah, no, he's not. He's going to give up the takedown and the near fall. That's what I thought he was going to give up. So now it's a 9-5 lead, with just coming close to the minute mark of the third period here. And so now Emerson Moen's got himself a more significant hole to dig his way out of. But an escape and a takedown would get you back into one. He's going to get the escape. Now he needs that big move. You know, escaping a nice low single. But again, Cade Rule is just like a lot of these other young men we've seen today, Ken. He can scramble in that stuff in what sometimes looks like a really good shot by the other wrestler. Now it's almost looking to the advantage Rule again. Because he's the one, and there it is. You know, he was the one all over Emerson's hips. He had Emerson on his hip. Even though Emerson had that ankle, he just didn't have a lot of control over it. Now we got an 11-6 score, and we're in the last 15 seconds. So right now it's looking like Cade Rule is going to continue his domination. As soon as I say that, Mr. Official says you need to wrestle all 6 minutes. And he warns Cade Rule for stalling, which isn't going to hurt anything. And there's going to be the escape, and that's how it's going to end 11-7 as Mineral Point picks up their first champion of the day.
Oh, we will have a wrestle back.
Yep, we will. Seth Greeno gets a shot to see if he can go up one spot with a tough matchup, like you said, against Emerson Moen. That was probably 1-2 last week, Moen, and Greeno was probably 3.
I'm kind of thinking he was 3.
And Zenzavic was 4.
Yeah.
So, yep. So now we get ready for our championship match at 175. This is a young man, as Ken and I have talked about a fair amount today. You know, Riley Wanek, looked awesome the last couple of years here, and then he's just like a few others, like Rowan Carey and Teague Perkins and Reed Spurley. He's been out a while with an injury, but now you come back here today, and you're locked in to go to the state tournament, but now you have to wrestle the defending state champion.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tall task when you're not at 100%.
It's going to be a quick takedown by Moline, and now he's got a tilt going here on Wanek. And a quick 2 for the, or was it 3? 3 for the near fall. And now a head lever situation goes right into an arm bar, does Moline. Moline will look to go with another tilt, or will he try and run that arm bar? Trying to run the arm bar here on Wanek. Over in that third place match, Kirk, what do we got going on?
We got the junior, Gavin Hinderman from Iowa Grant. He's taking on the fine junior from Fenimore, Nathan Bloschke. That one has implications there too. You want to, Moen Wanek beat Bloschke, so you kind of hope here for Riley Wanek. He's going to go to the state tournament no matter what. But kind of wonder how much effort he wants to expend here against a very good wrestler in David Moline.
Well, and you don't want to put yourself in a spot where you might tweak those, if he's got a shoulder injury or whatever, it might be. Hard to say.
Yeah, you just want to be careful here. But he's a gamer. And he's right now looking like he could maybe score some points here, even though right now he trails 7-0.
Yeah.
And he does get an escape. That's good.
Moline did have a 2 near fall on another tilt prior to that escape.
2-0 down on the other end. Right now it's Hinderman out in front.
And they're up on their feet here, going for takedowns. Time is running short, down to a couple seconds remaining in period number 1, and we'll go with the flip of the disc in period 2. A deferment here by Moline, and Wanek says, I'll go back down again. And he's got to make sure that you can protect those hands, get some hand control here as soon as possible, especially with Moline in those tilts.
Riley missed some tournaments earlier in the year. Definitely missed the conference tournament. Now he's caught in a near side cradle.
Going to give up a couple of points here, but they're going to wait as the count continues again. Going to trail. Another 3 will be coming here once there's the break of the move, and so it's 10-1, a major decision.
2-1 on the far end down there. Bloschke trailing in that match against Hinderman. Hinderman out in front. Bloschke down though.
Moline will let Wanik go. Try and get another takedown. Moline likes those. He likes to get that takedown and try and go right into a tilt.
Yep.
See if he can continue with that. Oh, a nice double leg there as they go out of bounds.
He's another one of those fine conditioned wrestlers for Aquinas. You just don't want to take a break.
Yeah.
Because he's coming. Riley's only got 1 loss on the year, but you just wonder how much time he's trying for a headlock there against Moline. But
yeah, it's less. He's lost a little bit. You mean, you got to have that mad time to get the steam back.
Well, that's it. Yep. So in the far end there, we have a tie match now between Bloschke and Hinderman. There in the last minute of that period as Hinderman tries to come in for another takedown. Coach Chad Stout says, pull him in, pull him in. Wanik gives up some more. No, that was just he stayed in control, didn't he?
Yeah, he was just trying to bail out of there a little bit. 12-2 the score, and we take a look. Moline says, I want down to start the third period. Out in front by 10, and you can see that Wanik says, I'm just going to go with the optional start here. And they'll give Wanik the escape. Check that. Moline the escape.
Stalling call on the other end there, both ways. It's always interesting when you make that stalling call. Now the crowd, as soon as the action switches the other way, now they want the official to come back, and rightfully so. It was the right call coming back. 3-3 down there. Last 10 seconds of the second period.
Body lock here, and they're going to go with a little timeout here.
See, that's one thing you said just a while back in this match. I don't know, you're going to get to the defending state champion and you're not 100%.
Yeah.
There's a point in time you got to say, I'll be real surprised if he continues here.
I would be too.
Based on the score.
Yeah, I think they're gonna stop it.
Well, they're still debating on score. They're getting that clarified. But it's going to be 15-2 if he gets up here. It's just, there's no benefit here now.
Right.
Now he's going to have to decide, is he even going to be healthy for a wrestleback? And the wrestleback possibilities here is if Moline wins on the other end. Not Moline, excuse me. It'd be Hinderman on the other end.
Yeah, they are not going to wrestle. So they do give the hand raise here to David Moline.
4-3, Hinderman winning down there. The other thing for Riley Wanik, too, we can still talk about, even if he doesn't want to come back out for that second to third place match, he's still going to the state tournament.
Right.
And he may be good to take that rest time. And always hard to ask any young man to give up a chance for a championship, and give him credit. He at least came out here and gave it all he wanted.
Yeah.
Or could, I should say.
Yeah.
When you're wrestling defending state champion, you're already it's a tough road to hoe. especially a returning state champion like David Moline. He's just a guy on a mission.
You want to be at full go.
Yep, for sure.
Well, let's pick up on that last minute down there, Kirk.
Yep, still 4-3 in favor of Hinderman. There's been a lot of reshots, and a lot of out-of-bounds stuff. It's really going to come down who can get a takedown here.
If Hinderman wins, there would be the wrestleback potential. We'll have to wait and see.
Yep. The potential on both of them, though, is, the win here. You got to win or you don't go to Madison.
Right.
And so they both know that. Bloschke, a junior, and so is Hinderman. So you don't get that many chances to get to Madison. 30 seconds to go. Hinderman at least still doing a good job of pressuring in. Because the thing is, we both know they've been penalized for stalling, so you're not going to be able to run away from Bloschke either. Down to the last 20 seconds. Now it's Bloschke coming in real hard. If he can get Hinderman back out here, Hinderman doing a good job to rotate in. Now Bloschke's going to have to probably maybe go lower. Oh, and he does toss him. And he is going to get the takedown. So now we get away from a wrestleback. And now we got to kind of somewhat cheer for Riley Wonke, because now he doesn't have to wrestle again. And he can rest that shoulder or whatever it is and come back at the state tournament.
My goodness.
So Moline is your champion from Aquinas. And Riley Wanek will be in second place. And your third place finisher will be Nathan Bloschke from Fenimore. And we will have no wrestleback at 175.
Well, that will give Wanek a chance to try and heal up here. We wish him all the best.
You bet. And his fellow teammate now, Caden Renish, he comes out in a third place match, and he will be taking on one of the Sam Schwengels, the guy who was impressive here last week. They must have wrestled then last week too. Renish must have placed ahead of him. Probably beat him in the semifinals with Wyatt Anand being your champion. And then in your championship match, we will mention that Wyatt Anand he will take on the fine wrestler Tyson Martin, the sophomore with a 38-3 record now, runner-up in state last year, as he takes to action out here at 190 in the championship.
Well, Martin and Anand, we watched at that team sectional, Kirk, and Martin came up with a win over Anand. Good match.
That was the point, as we talked about earlier, at 175 is where Aquinas made that big comeback to beat Iowa Grand Highland, and that's where they had to do it against Fenimore too. And they got, instead of getting falls by Moline and Martin out here, they got just regular decisions because you just not we just saw here, Fenimore and Iowa Grant was not weak at those weight classes, but as we can see here, Fenimore is just a hair better.
Renish coming in at 30-7 on the third place match for Riverdale. Schwengels 48-3, so that'll be an interesting one again, as we've talked about. Tyson Martin, the state runner-up at sophomore, 38-3 is his record. And Wyatt Anand, a state qualifier last year, going back to state tournament, is at 34-5.
Martin getting a couple losses up at the Bi-State. There was some studs up there at 190.
Yeah.
I believe there was one young man from Hudson who right now I think he's ranked like third in the state in Division I, a Winkleman or something like that. He was a tough young man. I forget who was a champion. Oh, nice move there. But he got caught trying to flip through at that time. And Martin quite hasn't got the takedown yet.
Anand trying to fight this off yet, but Anand is doing a heck of a job fighting it off, but now he's going to give up. He's going
to give up more than that.
Yeah.
Maybe hung on to it a little bit too long, and now he's going to not only give up the takedown, he's going to give up 3 near fall. He's only. Oh no, he did give him 3.
5-0 at the end of 1.
I wonder why a lot of these officials switch to signaling 3 with these fingers instead of these
Instead of
fingers.
these 3, yeah. I've kind of
Seen
witnessed
quite a
that.
few of them have switched to that. 0-0 down there in your match. What are you doing, Ken?
Well, we're just kind of hanging out, vying for time.
I think you got some more injury time down there.
We want to wait and be more dramatic at the end. We want that championship match out of the way. So
I didn't remember Mr. Schwengels with that knee. I must have just missed it. I didn't remember him with that knee brace earlier today, but maybe he did.
yeah, he might have. He must have.
Tough opponent in Caden Rennish, so senior looking to keep his chance to punch another ticket to the state tournament.
Martin picks up another takedown.
Rennish, I believe, was a state qualifier last year. Oblashki, we saw wrestle earlier, was a state qualifier at 170. And Rennish was a state qualifier at 182. Now wrestling 190. It did hurt several of these young athletes, losing a weight class like in the 180s. They booted up to 175, but last year 182 was a weight class. Nice move by Rennish to try to kick through that. But he finally gets out of there and he gets first on the scoreboard. Martin kind of dominating his championship match here right now against Wyatt Anand. 9-1 score here now, although he did try to get aggressive with a tilt there and totally lost control of Anand. But there's another case. Martin is such an energetic sophomore. Didn't take him long to come back in and secure another takedown.
He is very, very good on his feet. There's no doubt about it.
Well, they must have been wrestling neutral down there. I thought Rennish got an escape. Huh. Sorry that I led you wrong there, people, but it's 0-0 down there yet.
Well, back on their feet. Whoever's choice it was, it might have been Martin, but he said neutral, whoever it was.
Yep. 11-2 score in favor of Martin. I didn't see the last match was, he's at 215, the other really good Parkview wrestler, right?
Yeah, Egan.
Yeah, Egan. Yeah, he's going for third here yet, wrestling Wolf.
Yeah, that'll be a battle.
Yep. Well, and the final between Schramek and Brokop too. Right now, Justin Schramek, he looks like he's in that state championship form too.
You're right.
You always got about at least couple dozen extra officials in the stands about this time of day.
It is. That happens.
Yeah. Tyson Martin is just extremely athletic and extremely quick on his feet.
Yeah,
That just amazes me nowadays to see how athletic some of these, larger athletes are.
Yeah.
Oh, they got sometimes just the same quickness as a 20-pounder or 13-pounder. Martin now extends his lead to 14-4. We're down to the last 35 seconds in that match. Blood time and some other things down there in our third place match has slowed things down. But right now it's the young man from Parkview with a 1-0 lead in that match. There, based on what we're looking at as far as what's happening in the championship match, Anand beat Swengels from Parkview. So to avoid any wrestle back there, although it's hard for me to cheer that way, I'm going to still cheer for Caden Rennish down there, although it would avoid a wrestle back.
Well, we've watched Rennish, for so long, and it's our neck of the woods, so to speak.
Yep, we're going to cheer for him. He's real close to scoring a takedown here. He's got to elevate this and pick it up. Right now, Martin ends up winning his match 14-5, and the runner-up in state will return to the state tournament and see if he can improve on that runner-up finish.
You know, Kirk, earlier in the day I had mentioned, and I have to retract that, if you win the sectional, you know, you wouldn't wrestle until Friday, but that's not really the case because they do seed everybody now. So you might be a sectional champion, but you might not be seated in the top 4.
Oh, that was a big takedown there by Swangles right at the end of this period, and he's now going to hold a 3-0 lead going into the final round. So it's going to be really interesting to see who has choice here. And it's going to be Red's choice, which will be Renish. He almost has to go down. Yes, he is going to go down.
Yeah, you would sure think so here, right?
So escaping a takedown is kind of what he's going to need to get himself back into this match. I tell you, that last thump to the mat, though, it appeared to take a little bit out of Caden. I hope I'm wrong here and hope he can find that second burst of energy, and he kind of does there. Almost came to his feet. But as you mentioned earlier, Swangles came in here today, and right now he holds a 47-3 record. He is definitely a competitor.
Yes.
Renish gets away from him now. Renish got second last week here. Swangles, I would be under the impression that he got third. So somewhere last week they had to wrestle.
They must have. I didn't bring that.
And I believe
bracket
Renish
sheet.
would have won it based on how they finished here.
Yep.
So it's tied up a little, although here's another case. Haven't given Renish his point yet, though. They got it. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Coach. I'm sure that Renish started down. 3-1. About 1:20 to go here for the Riverdale Chieftain. Needs to get it going again. A nice shot. That's what, if you want to keep your lead, that's what you do. Swangles does a nice single leg shot. But now the thing's, I would have stayed up front there, Caden. You look good with that crossface. Oh, but now he's got him broke down. Oh, wow. Too bad the real estate ran out there.
Yeah.
He had a nice spin around there. This is where conditioning comes down. Both these young athletes have got fine records. 29-7 for Renish. Oh, that
was a tough one.
That was just one of those shots that didn't really need to do that yet. And we'll give some credit to Swangles too, though. He did a nice job of catching him slightly off balance and just shoved him down to the mat. Did a nice snap down. And now it's 5-1 here. We're in the last 30 seconds. Not all over here yet, Caden. If he can get up to his knees and then power something out of here, he can get right back into this. But getting to the point here now, I'll keep talking like that, and maybe Caden will make another burst here. He's up to his knees here. Last 10 seconds. Now he's got the escape. He doesn't have much time to mess around with. He's got to go for something big because a 2-point takedown isn't going to just cover it. Down the lane, I don't know, it just seems to me that Caden looked like that. I saw that earlier in this period where he took that one bang to the mat. You can kind of see he's favoring his right arm just a hair, Ken.
Yeah.
A great career by Caden Renish, though, and just represented the Riverdale Chieftains throughout his career there. A fine job by him. There will be a wrestle back now at no, wait.
No, there will not be.
Yeah, Swangles lost to Anand.
Right.
So that took away the wrestle back.
Yep.
So Parkview there. So those are our 3 qualifiers there. Tyson Martin, number 1, Wyatt Anand, number 2, and Sam Swangles. Parkview gets a wrestler to state. You got to be happy for them now, too.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Now we're going to go to 215 pounds as we take a look at the third place match here. And the championship, match, let's look at that one. Jackson Shramick, returning state champ for Blair Taylor, steps out onto the mat, a record of 38-3, taking on Bodie Brockup, a junior, 31-10 from Iowa Grant Highland. Meanwhile, Dalton Wolf, the junior from Fenimore, is going to wrestle Wesley Egan from Parkview, Albany. Both of these wrestlers are juniors, and Egan is 48-3.
So we got 3 juniors out here and the lone senior, Schrammick, the defending state champion. Well, you take that championship match, and I'll keep an eye on what's going on down there on mat number 3 with Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, I had a chance to watch these guys before, and of course we called Schrammick's match a little while ago. I tell you what, he looks like he's been on a bit of a mission. Brockup is one of those long, lean wrestlers with a great amount of leverage and a huge heart. That's a pretty good winning combination.
You bet it is. He may have 10 losses on the year, but he's been just a key contributor to this Iowa Grand Highland team.
Yes. Both wrestlers, Schrammick keeping the inside position, now back to the center of the mat. They kind of moving from right to left here. Schrammick, a little more of the movement with the feet, the dancing part. Now a short arm drag he tries to go to. And again, that long leverage. Now he drops down. Brockup had fought it off, and now they're near the edge of the mat.
He's still fighting it off. That's one thing he's going to have a little bit of challenge with. We saw him handle it at the state tournament last year. But Brockup, being a 215-pounder, is just a little bit longer and leaner.
Yeah.
He's going to have to get some real solid singles and doubles here on him. No score down there in our third place match as they're winding down the first period there. There's another case of a replay of last week here at Mineral Point where Egan placed ahead of Wolf. Wolf came in here on a third, but he made his day when he got that first round pin against the returning state runner-up.
Yeah, that's just how tough this tournament is.
Yep. And now Dalton Wolf has got a shot, but he's got to win here to punch his ticket to go to the state tournament. So he's going to have to beat somebody that he lost to last week.
Brockup will defer to begin period number 2 with no score on the board. Schrammick chooses down, and boy, he explodes right away trying to get up and out. Brockup with that leg trying to bring him back to the mat here, and they'll go out of bounds.
Nice job by him.
Officials talk real quick there.
Oh, Wolf down there, I turned away and wasn't doing my job, and he's got a cradle in, and he's at least maybe scoring back points here.
Wow.
He's got to be careful he doesn't hang on to it too long.
Put himself in a spot.
Yeah, Egan's not, but now he's got that near side cradle locked up again.
Schrammick with the stand up, and I tell you what, a powerful young man. You look at him and you think, my goodness, that would be somebody in the defensive line I would not want to run towards.
Oh.
Picks up the escape.
Wolf can get around and get that arm out of there. He could really get this near side cradle locked up tighter. Now he does too. This could be over here, Ken. Oh, it kicked out.
Brockup tries to shuck Schrammick into a front headlock, and Schrammick is able to rotate away.
And finally, Egan kicks his way out of that, but he did give up 3 near fall. 3-1, 30 seconds to go down there.
That in period number 2.
Yep.
We're in period 2 with 1:05 to go in this championship match between Brockup and Schrammick. Iowa Grant Highland and Blair Taylor.
Still 3-1 down there. 10 seconds to grow. But it's now Wolf has a chance if he can break these hands here or at least step around, he could get the takedown. No points.
And they're going to go out of bounds away from us. They'll come jogging back into the screen here, does Brockup. He's got a huge heart. I don't know that engine ever slows down.
Now, he's just one of those gentlemen as a 215-pounder. You'd just like to see him add some muscle mass for next year.
Yeah.
And he could be one. He's a very respectable, nice trip there by Schrammick.
That was a very good trip on that. Caught that back heel with his foot and took the legs right out from underneath Brockup to secure the takedown at the edge of the mat. And it's 3-0, 12 seconds remaining in second period. Going to be a caution here.
Oh, that match is going to be over down there, maybe real quick, and there it is.
Oh, wow.
This time it was Wolf who got slightly out of position, and he got caught in the heel trip and right to his back. and the young man's season is over. But now Parkview has got 2 wrestlers in the state tournament.
Going to get a warning stalling here on green on Schrammick. So Egan, if Schrammick wins, there will be a wrestle back.
Yep, because Egan got beat by Schrammick in the semis. So broke up, even though he's punched his ticket to the state tournament, he ends up losing this match. There will be a wrestle back at 2:15.
Trailing 3-1 is Brockup. We're in the third period.
Being as tall and as long as he is, though, it's not out of the realm of him getting one big move.
Now a warning stalling on Brockup.
Wow. Not sure I understand that one.
Yeah, bit of a tough one there.
More of a case of really not a whole lot of action by either wrestler, and they both kind of pushing each other. Schrammick is doing a decent job of aggressively pushing in. Made a shot there, and Brokop almost made him paid for it. There's where you kind of back yourself in the corner by that previous stalling call. In that case, it was Brokop pushed Schrammick out of bounds.
Yep.
Would have been kind of fair play to come back with a call the other way. Now a nice try for countering. The Iowa Grant coaches are catching up on this too now, and they're looking for their wrestler to keep the pace up and hopefully get that stalling call. But he needs maybe to just take a good double leg shot. Makes another one. And there's the point there. He must have had Schrammick earlier for stalling. So now it's 3-2, but there's only 7 seconds. Good match.
That really was.
Got to feel sorry for Brokop. That's going to come back and wrestle back. But
yeah. Well, Schrammick with the 3-2 win. So there will be
a wrestle
back here.
Now we're going to see what happens here at 285. Last week, well, they're going to wrestle now. Last week, Matthews decided to medically forfeit to Evan Gratz in the finals, and then came back and won his second place match.
Second place, yeah. So Zilkowski of Aquinas, 23-12, taking a Caden Beselich of Pittsville, 36-15. And that championship match there, Kirk?
Yeah, Evan Gratz, the returning state champion and senior, 35-5, takes on the fine sophomore, Grant Matthews, 42-5. Grant's trying some nice things here, but it just, I would say more than anything, it's a maturity and size factor. You know,
yeah.
Just Gratz is just, it's hard to say that he's more physical than Grant, but in reality, it is the truth.
Boy, here's Aquinas in a good spot here trying to get the fall, but he's going to get back points instead.
Matthews' big match was his semifinals where he beat Zilkowski. You know, just in case here, I hate to say this because you know the young man wants to win, but he's almost better off just making sure he doesn't get himself in a position where he's going to get hurt, as Zilkowski does get the fall down there.
Yeah.
So he will be going to the state tournament. And right now, there's the fall as we're looking at, and Matthews gives that up to Gratz. Evan Gratz, it's hard for me to even believe that young man from WIAA Fremont is ranked above him, but he is. So we'll see next week, and the true champion will come out next week. As now we're done with the men's side of the tournament. Now we're going to switch back here real quick and we're going to go to women's championships.
And Kirk, I'm going to stop our broadcast, not the broadcast, but I'm going to stop the taping of our tournament here. I want to say thanks for watching this portion, and stay tuned. We're coming right back.